This is gonna be an epic game. I mean, it's being published by Fox.
Wait, really?
What? They were a publisher?
Apparently. Argonaut.
And we also have this one studio called Argonauts. Fun fact, they helped make the original Star Fox.
Interesting.
Ooh. What the?
Oh, this
And
game.
yeah, here's our game, Croc, Legend of the Gobbos for the PS1. I'll just leave this fun fact right out in the open right now. This was originally going to be a Yoshi game for the Nintendo 64. That is until Nintendo rejected the idea, and well, that's why we have this game now.
So we got Yoshi's Island instead.
Yeah, well,
Or not Yoshi's Island, Yoshi's Story.
I think this was supposed to be like a thing after Yoshi's Island, but at the same time, here's our story. An island full of furballs come in, and they notice a baby carriage. Inside the carriage was a cute little baby crocodile!
No.
Aw.
Oh, jeez. And he's upset.
Devil damn, even his physique is similar to Yoshi's.
Yeah, seriously. Like, you could definitely tell, like, this feels like it could very well have been a Mario game, or at least a Yoshi game in a sense. But of course, well, they didn't. By this point, all ties were cut between Nintendo and Argonauts, so they pretty much were on their own by this point. And oh shit,
Then puberty happened.
it's instant puberty.
He's like, oh, jeez. But yeah, they raised him as their own. And in the course of 5 hours, he's already an adult.
But of course, it can't be jolly goodness forever because we have our villain, Baron
Bowser.
Dante. I mean, yeah, exactly, Bowser, and his evil Dante. I mean,
It's the Goomba brothers from Paper Mario.
pretty much. But yeah, we have the Baron.
Oh boy. Something about him looks like he walked straight out of Banjo-Kazooie.
Funny thing is, this game came out before Banjo-Kazooie. Like, by about a year, I think.
Whoop.
But yeah, they're causing havoc, and they're stealing all the cute little fur balls!
I'm assuming these are the Gobbos.
Yep, they're the Gobbos.
They're
or
the
Gobos,
thingamajacks.
however you want to pronounce it, I could really care less.
So, armed with a cute backpack and a bird that can do that.
Oh, I'm gonna
But
forget
of
you.
course, Rufus made a great sacrifice, because now he is captured by the evil Baron, and locked up in the dungeon.
Wait, so he's King Rufus and it's Baron Dante?
Yes.
Interesting names, but okay. So,
Jeez, overcompensating much? I mean, how many evil layers does a guy even need?
one cage in the middle of nowhere. But whoa, nice.
So that said, welcome to Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. I mean, I have a hell of a childhood with this game, and, well, it didn't start with the PS1, ironically
Lucifer,
enough.
I just caught on the joke you made.
Hey.
But with that said, yeah, like, for me, it started with the PC version, like, way back in the early years of, like, 2004, 2005-ish, when I was still in middle school, and it's like, I played this game a lot.
Alright, yeah, I can see that. But, so, I think at one point I saw footage of it, and, so history-wise, looks like it's a 3D collectathon.
It's a 3D platformer, and, like, it came out after Mario 64, but at the same time, it's one of the earlier Mario 3D platformers, so as such, it's not quite as polished as, like, 3D platformers of today, but I still think it's rather competent, even if it has tank controls.
I was
In
gonna say,
fact-
okay, so tank control. Okay, well, I mean that's fine. Mega Man Legends has tank controls, and I'm cool with it.
Mega Man
Yeah, but you know
Legends.
what else? Oh,
I was about to say, to be fair, Mega Man Legends isn't exactly a straight-up platformer, too. And now that you mentioned tank controls, that's actually something I kind of want to delve into for a bit, just to be that guy. I played a bit of the PC version.
Lay on the salt!
I was about to say, I played the PC version of Croc, like, a couple times back in my elementary school, because one of my teachers actually had a copy of it. And I tried to get into it, and there are things I will give it. Like, I think, aesthetically, for a game of this time period, it looks pretty nice. But I could just not get a handle of the controls for this game. I mean, I don't know if I'm the only one, maybe it's just me, but I really don't think take controls work for a devil damn platformer.
It's a case-by-case basis. Some people can get used to it, like me, and then there's others that just can't stand the whole concept.
Like you. No. But I will say this, watching this now, I think tank controls can help with really doing some precision aiming of your jumps. Granted, here's the thing. I think tank controls can help with jumps. Making timed jumps, however, is a little tricky, I think. Ow.
And that's the thing I
It's
have
like
with
Sonic
crystals.
logic.
Yeah, it's Sonic logic, and, well, it works, so why not?
But yeah, that's the thing I was getting at when you were talking about, like, time jumps. That's the reason I'm kind of against the whole notion, because for me, platformers, compared to a lot of other genres, usually benefit from a lot of really tight, precise platforming, and I don't really get tightness or precision from tank controls.
No, people would argue that one of the tightest platformers ever was Mario 64.
Well, yeah. Even though nowadays we're graced with such better stuff, like, say, Odyssey.
Yeah.
Well,
some of the jumps
by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we will be doing that game sooner or later. I don't know how much later, because it's going to be kind of a fickle process, but anyway.
Yeah.
But we plan on doing it, and it will be a commentary. And I will say one...
Gong. I promise, I'm not going to bang on it right now.
Okay, and I will say one thing that I'm liking of it so far... Whoa.
Hello.
Back up slowly. Pay no mind.
Oh,
Just jump right in.
Forget that it's there. One thing that I will say... That probably must have been a Piranha Plant at one point.
I wouldn't be surprised, really.
I will say that one thing that I'm also liking that this game has... by the way, question block... is the ability to do a hard 180 turn. That is very nice.
Oh yeah, this game pretty much did the quick turn well before Resident Evil did, and it's such a saving grace in this game.
I was gonna say that was the one thing that I felt. That was one thing that I felt Mega Man Legends was missing. Mega Man Legends has a quick turn, but it's like you have to start moving and then rotate the camera around.
It's weird. But with that said, we should probably get into some of the game's mechanics real quick. Like the fact that in every stage there's a grand total of about 6 Gobbos. Now, one of those Gobbos is in a bonus level, and in order to reach the said bonus level, you need to collect 5 colored gems, or colored crystals, in each stage. And once you do so, well, here we are.
Okay. So,
Now, not all bonus levels are the same. Like, they each have a different objective. Some are pretty harmless. Some are actually a bit pitiful. And then there's others that kind of go against the whole notion of a tank-controlled platformer.
Oh, that summons our exit bird. Okay.
That summons our exit bird. Now, here's something I do find a little bullshit, but I mean, with how this game is structured, it's not too bad, but it's still kind of a bullshit thing. If you want to have the stage count like you've collected all 6 Gobbos, you need to collect all 6 Gobbos in one fell swoop. If you miss one,
Yoshi's
you're gonna have to
Island.
go through the motions all over again. Pretty much.
Dang, that sucks.
Yeah.
Another Yoshi comparison.
Did
actually-
they? I guess since. Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, I noticed all the gems we've been collecting, but I noticed that there are like 5 particular colored gems that we can get. What happens when you collect all 5 of them?
I already brought this up earlier, but those are what you need to access the bonus levels.
Oh, my bad.
The big old bonus door.
Or those big doors with the colored gems on them, where you find your 6th Gobbo.
Gotcha.
I noticed that they have these giant hole things like in Wario World.
Ow.
What do you mean?
Yeah, the little like portals where you go, oh nice, the little portals where you go underground and you have a little bonus thing.
Oh yeah,
You grab
those.
pound, you find Gobbos underground. It remind me of the little portals in Wario World.
Yeah, those are really fun.
Do they improve upon any of this stuff in? Because I guess we can. The game's this old. We can talk about it. This game had sequels. Did they improve upon this in sequels?
Well, there was only one sequel, Croc 2, which came out about 2 or 3 years later, and I will say this much. They got rid of the tank controls, so that'll definitely make Steve happy.
Yeah.
Only downside is I think they kind of goofed up the health system.
Oh dear.
I guess we can talk about health system real quick. I'm guessing, just like with the rings and Sonic, the gems are also basically our health as well. Like, if we get hit when we have 0, we pretty much die.
Yeah, pretty much. And also, this is something I think only Croc does, but say if you accidentally drop into like a lava pit or whatever, you'll bounce off like Mario style and you lose all your gems. You bounce one more time, even if you've collected a gem on the rebound, you will die.
That sucks.
That kind of reminds me of that spike.
They don't have much mercy when you drop down into the lava pit.
Yeah, I was about to say, the way you described it kind of sounds like that spike glitch from Sonic 1.
It's not really all that dissimilar. Yeah, exactly. It's not that much different, really.
Okay.
So, one other thing I will say about Croc is that it has a really good soundtrack. Like, for its time, it had some very nice instrumentation, and, well, it did reuse themes a lot, but it had some nice renditions.
Yeah, I was about to say, from what I can
to
hear,
be in the PS1, get some nice.
yeah, from what I hear, it sounds like the soundtrack does a good job. In fact, I know we keep bringing on the Yoshi parallels, but I could definitely see tracks like this definitely fitting in like a Yoshi's Island, or maybe even a 3D Yoshi game.
Totally.
Oh yeah, like, especially that little like rumba beat now I'm hearing.
I would still love to see a 3D Yoshi game someday.
A real one.
I won't say why I asked that, but at the same time, I'd really like the 3D one.
Well,
Okay, anyway.
Get the duct tape.
about the 3D Yoshi game? Why, the only one I could think of is that new Switch game, which is kind of a cheat anyway, because it's not really a 3D Yoshi game. You're on a path.
I am looking forward to that one, too. I mean, it does look interesting, despite having a weird gimmick.
It looks like it'd be broken unless you're in co-op mode to swap it on the fly, though.
I'm kind of surprised you can't swap perspective on the fly in single-player mode, but I guess they have their reasons.
Because otherwise, yeah, you basically have to play the game.
I actually forgot that existed, not gonna lie.
That's fair. I mean, we had Odyssey, and a whole bunch of other stuff announced, so it's like...
It's gonna be... But it just goes to show that they're not... The classics are still gonna be coming these coming years, even after 2017.
Oh, that definitely goes without saying.
Now we just... Oh god, we have Metroid Prime 4 still on the way.
I
want a new Retro DK.
That'd be
I know Retro Studios is currently trying to making a new property. I just don't know what they're doing. But anyway,
I want Rare to get off their butt and realize, hey, we should probably go back to Nintendo now. Daddy Microsoft, you're not making as much money anymore. Nintendo, please buy out Rare again. I think you can afford it.
Another thing that just recently, at the risk of dating this, but at the time of us recording this, they just recently announced that even Capcom's starting to thaw out a little bit and are bringing back both Mega Man and X to the Switch.
Yay!
That means James can record all the X games now.
We'll get more into that whenever we get to a Mega Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's why we got poke mad about that. And Matt and James.
We got poke him mad.
And James gets to record all the X games for us, including 7 and 8.
Actually, I'm not doing 7. Screw that shit.
Come on, you gotta do 7. You did 8.
I'll probably do a look at, but that's about it.
Okay, look at. Oh dear, I think it's the right one.
The mill.
Is it the right one? It is not.
No!
Was it the mill? Let me check.
We were both wrong.
No, we were both wrong.
Yeah. Sad thing is, if you try to go back into the well after the fact, you can't replay the minigame. You have to restart the stage in order to do so. So that Gobbos is lost until we restart the stage.
He's lost to the ancient realms of the magic.
Yep.
God, that reminds me of this. Oh,
He's been banished to the Shadow Realm. Or null space.
reminds me of an old. He just needs to find a friend and double boost, and he'll be just fine. But it reminds me of. Reminds me of an old Goosebumps short as a kid, where this kid wanted to be a magician. He accidentally did a disappearing act with his sister and couldn't bring her back.
Oh yeah, I think I may have heard of that one.
That's a
And
trope
then when
I've
she
heard a
comes
few
back,
times.
she comes back, she's all like, "I'm telling Mom, it's like you're not gonna address the fact that you were literally in like a freaking limbo purgatory for like."
Well, she probably will address
a
it
day
to the
and a
mother.
half. I guess. The Goosebumps
Or
has
maybe
some
she's
really
too,
wacky.
or maybe she's too traumatized to rethink those memories.
Maybe Goosebumps had some really wacky like writing. Like this other Goosebumps short I remember was a kid who was super obsessed with worms, and basically was like, oh my god, she got kidnapped by a worm, and it was a giant worm kind of thing, and oh no, he's here, and he just barely escaped, and he's out in the woods like at like 2 o'clock in the morning now because it's like late at night, and he managed to escape. And then his sister and his sister's best friend from like elementary school.
Actually, Logan, before you continue on with that, we have a boss level coming up.
Alright,
yeah,
the
that's good.
bosses.
Aw.
So here we have a cute little duck, and then we have Baron Dante. It's like, how am I going to mess things up today?
Oh, he even transforms
that's
the
total-
bosses just like Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, like wow.
What a happy little guy. I will say that is something I do like about Croc. I just love how Baron Dante just comes into the scene, sees this random critter that just says, "Poof! Now you're one of my bosses."
And the guy's like, "No, okay."
Okay, whatever you say, boss.
Ogly doggly.
But oh dear.
I think my favorite one. I don't remember which one it was. It was in World 2. Like he just suddenly pops up, kind of like Waluigi in that one something about that one Wario animation we love so much. And then he just goes poof.
Pancakes!
Nice. What was it? Okay, careful. 180. Oh, back up. Thank you. Okay, yeah, like something like that. That would like get me stressed right there. That kind of jump. Tank controls. But anyway, let's see what our boss is.
Well, first we have to go through at least two rooms before before I meet our boss. That's pretty much how it is with every boss stage. No,
Okay.
I don't know why exactly well, okay, I can sort of understand why. They want you to at least have a few gems on standby before you face your boss. Now that said, the bosses in this game really aren't that really that hard. I
Gotcha.
mean,
Okay.
some of them might take a little bit to get used to the patterns, but for the most part, they're easy peasy. Like this guy.
Do 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 do
And
do.
this music is totally appropriate for a boss fight.
He's just a happy guy. I don't even think he wants to hurt us. Look at that. He's fine. Wait, did we even do damage to him?
Yeah, it does.
This is not a boss. This is just an enemy.
He just wants a hug.
Yeah. Or I don't know what is up with this fucking boss.
Do 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 do
I
do.
can't help but look at him and think it. I can't help but look at him and think like he belongs in a Rayman game somewhere.
I can see it.
Oh well, he does have the eyes for it.
Like
Well, then again-
it's like he has the head of a Teensy, the
Wait, what?
body of Glowbox, the feet of Rayman. Oh, I guess we killed him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Killed the Rayman hybrid.
But they don't end it off with just that, thankfully.
Oh, okay, because I was about to say, that was kind of underwhelming.
You petrified him to death. No, he's
Ooh.
back to a little ducky.
Neat, neat. And he just
And
walks
there's a
off.
bird. All right, let's get. Oh, do we know what's the bird's name?
No, Flibby or Fibby, I think that's what his name is.
Flippy Fib. Okay.
Libby.
Now that being said,
The tumbling Dantini.
for this look at, I actually did bother to show off both bosses.
Okay. Oh, wait, there's two bosses.
Yeah, there's two bosses in every world, but also, if you're able to save every Gobbo in the first three levels beforehand, you also get access to a special level where you're tasked to find a puzzle piece. If you find all the puzzle pieces, you'll unlock a bonus world at the end of the game, which is supposed to lead to like the true final boss. So it's from what I remember, it's pretty fucking weird. So let's see how Baron Dante's going to mess things up today.
With a ladybug.
It's adorable.
And then he eats it.
And then choose the mushroom.
Abracapresto! You're a boxer now.
Oh my!
Now you can be a contender.
And you also, but in exchange, you have to have frickin' like Curly's hair from the Three Stooges.
You gotta
With great power comes great response.
But Curly doesn't have hair.
comes great responsibility and consequences.
Oh, wait, Curly doesn't. Why
I don't
do
know,
you think-
Curly.
sorry,
No, he's thinking. Are you sure
Larry?
you're not thinking like the other guy?
Was Larry the one with the big
Larry.
top hair?
Well, actually,
For some
hang
reason, I
on.
thought
What kind of hair are
Curly
you
was
talking
just
about
curly
again?
hair. The big, like fuzzy, like sticking up. on
Okay,
the
yeah,
end
that's
hair.
Larry.
My bad. I thought Curly, because Curly. My bad.
No,
My
Curly's bald.
Ah, jeez.
And I think Shemp
Sorry,
is
I
too.
just wonder why they called him Curly in the first place. Okay.
But what was it? So anyway, so back to that Goosebumps thing. So yeah, so kid's like out in the middle of the woods at like 2 o'clock at night. Then the sister and her best friend like from elementary school show up just to taunt him like, oh, you know, you're such a worm fanatic, worms on the brain kind of thing. And I was just thinking to myself, it is 11 o'clock at night. At least he has the excuse of being almost kidnapped and eaten by a worm. What the heck are you guys doing out here in the middle of the night?
Yeah. Goosebumps got really weird at times. And then you also got that movie by Jack Black, which pretty much amalgamation of all just wrecking havoc.
How is that movie, by the way?
I've heard good things about it.
From what I hear is that if you watch it on its own merits, it's stupid but enjoyably stupid. If you're a fan of the series, you're gonna be pissed.
Really? Wait, why picked? Because it looks like it like pays homage to all the old books, not even the TV show.
I think it's more so the fact that it's. Well, I'm just going off what my friend Gage goes because he loves Goosebumps. Apparently, he thought that the movie wasn't really all that respectful to the source material.
Oh, I get it. So kind of like a Scooby Doo, the sequel one, where they take all these classic scary things and kind of make jumps out of them.
Maybe not so much
guess.
that badly. I think it's more so they from what I remember, the movie storyline has like nothing to do with any of the other books. It's like it's kind of like its own thing.
Well, yeah, it plays with this canon of, okay, the Goosebumps stories aren't actually real. He just has the books, and the books are I don't actually.
Yeah, they're pretty much reanimated, and they just cause all sorts of weird names.
Also,
That's
this boss
about
doesn't
all
look like. Also,
I
this
know.
boss doesn't look like. This boss does not look like it should be giving you as much trouble as it is.
Yeah, those tank controls sort of kind of goof with me in this boss fight.
Yeah. There you go.
That's really the worst it
Don't.
does. And there you go.
Oh.
There goes the ladybug.
What happens if you run out of lives?
If you run out of lives, you're pretty much prompted to continue, but we'll have to restart the stage.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, the game I do remember the game over sequence for this game being relatively simple, but kind of sad.
Oh, I hate
Like
those
Croc
things.
just gives up and just walks off. He goes home, and his bird follows him.
Aww.
Like, we're gone. We're done. Screw Rufus.
Yeah, screw the Gobbos. I failed them all.
Oh.
Oh well, but yeah.
But yeah,
that was fun.
the bosses in this game can be really fucking weird. Like I think the one that immediately comes to mind is like in the second world again, like the first boss. Like it's just a random creature that the Baron Dante encounters, and he just gives him a fucking jetpack and calls it a day.
Yep. like the monster was just fine. You didn't have to poof it or nothing. Just air. You have a jetpack.
I mean, okay, I'll do whatever you say. Just how to stop this crazy thing. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our look at on Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. Unfortunately, it is not available on any digital services as far as I'm concerned, so you're going to have to find a physical copy, though I don't think it's really that expensive.
It shouldn't be.
Or you yar-har the heck out of it.
Or that.
Yeah. Actually, one thing I wanted to bring up during this well, I guess if I could spare a little bit of time, I do want to share some interesting little bit of history with this game. I did have this piece, like again, I owned the PC version of the game. Funny thing is, when I install it onto any computer whatsoever, I even if I take the CD out, I can still play the game. The only thing is that the music won't be there. It's one of those interesting little games. So, like, if you want to get the game for yourself, just install it on your PC, play, and then sell the CD, and you can still play the game.
That is cool. That is a neat little feature. Where, like, yeah, I've heard of
Stop
games
and
like that.
swap.
That's cool.
And that is something I totally abused while I was still in middle school, because I did that on like all the computers in this one.
Oh, you would install them all on the computer lab. That's incredible.
Yes, I did, and he had no problem with it. But anyway, I'm terribly sorry for dragging this on. I just wanted to share that cute little bit of history. That said, I'm JamesmanXtreme.
I'm Lucky Jack 20. Stay in school.
And I am Emperor Dante's jerkish brother, Emperor Virgil.
God damn it. That'd be an epic sequel. But with that said, yes, we are going to do a look at the sequel as well, so stay tuned.
Bye-bye.